Let's see.
Recording in progress.
So good morning, everybody. And today we have the plan to do the PHOWA. So I have seen that most of them is the people who come to the online in North Center. So we're going to have tomorrow the first morning refuge ceremony and teaching of the basic Dharma of the Buddhist refuge and the preliminary, what is important. Afternoon, we're going to have some small, short ceremony for the coming year, the Tibetan year, which will be actually in Wednesday. But in the Tibetan astrology and also the Tibetan Losar should celebrate or do the Dharma protectors before the year began. Normally we do the, for example, 29th, and then 30, and then 31, then in the first day is the Losar. So that means in the Tibetan monasteries and in India, Nepal, we're going to do that kind of puja is the, for example, they will do on Monday, and then Tuesday, they will have cleaning day. And then the Wednesday is the Losar day. So actually the Losar day, they don't do much puja, they just celebrate. But the protection and to puja prayers that they do before the new year began. So that means, so we do that tomorrow. It's very good before the Losar actual the time to begin. So normally we do like that. So now today we have planned the PHOWA practice, the Drikung PHOWA, and there is many different PHOWAs. PHOWA, the word PHOWA means that to transfer our consciousness to the Buddha's pure land. The word of the PHOWA, which actually means is to move one place to the other place. So that's why it's called the PHOWA. And actually it means the Tibetans, the word, if we translate correctly, that you can able to do yourself, not somebody is doing for you. So the purpose of the PHOWA practice is that you can able to travel to make your journey, the next life, to Buddha's pure land, or better rebirth, that not only support by the Lama, not only support by the teacher, that you can able do yourself. So that it's called the PHOWA. So because otherwise it will be different word. PHOWA, Tibet call, which means somebody doing for you, somebody help you, and that will be different. So that's why this one is called PHOWA. So the PHOWA practice is the one of the unique practice of the Tibetan Buddhists, especially in Vajrayana. So we're gonna to normally, it's also inside the 6 yoga of Naropa, and each Yidam practice and each practice has the PHOWA. For example, the Chok practice has the PHOWA with the magic lapdrum and a different way to do that. So each lineage also has the PHOWA practice because it is the very important. We all, everybody need to be go one day. So for that reason, we need to prepare the next life and next journey. We never know, the life is uncertainty, and the time of the death is never know when it will come, right? So we all know it's very, very sure that we cannot stay forever. It is the definitely everybody knows that even the Buddhist or not Buddhist, practitioner or not practitioner, everybody knows that we have to live one day. So once we knowing that, so many of the other lineage, other religions may not believe the rebirth. So they think after the death is just finished. But since we are Buddhist practitioner believing the cause and condition, the karma, so there is the continuation of our consciousness which take the rebirth. So it's not finished. After the one we pass away, the finish, it means that in this life, which we call our physical, taking the rebirth at a human form, that we live. But our consciousness will continue to travel to look the next life, the next journey. So that's why it's called very important to have the preparation. And it is the unsure that what we're going to be. No matter if we are practitioner or not, you are Buddhist or not, everybody need to know that life will continue, means that the consciousness will be continue. So that's why we all have to prepare something every day, because the impermanent of the death we call its uncertainty, means you never know when it will happen. Everybody hearing the very shocking news sometimes surprising that somebody has gone, somebody has passed away, somebody was died by the accident or something different way. So that's why we don't know. So in Tibetan we say there is one thing is very definitive, very 100% sure, is the term it's the death, it will come. And there is one thing is uncertainty, the unsure that nobody can know, is the one will be, it happens, understand? So once we knowing that, but there is so many conditions can be caused of the life to, past, dying, or the death. So there is many conditions. It can be accident, it can be heart attack, it can be disease, it can be just people sometimes going to sleep and they don't get up. Even sometimes during the eating, during the sleep, it's so many things. There is countless conditions for the death caused, understand? So that's called the CHUYයෙන් Mangpa. So that CHUYයෙන් Mangpa means the condition, Chi means the death, the condition of the obstacle, let's say the obstacle of the death is the so many, and even it's become more and more. So we don't know what will happen. Even sometimes we think that will help us, that will be good for my health, that will be good for my condition, life condition, but sometimes it's become worse. Sometimes it's become cause of the problems. So that's why everybody, even doing Dharma practice, even doing the spiritual path, so nobody think about that, but it happens. So it doesn't matter old and young. The dying, sometimes even mother's womb, and also after the birth, in 10 years, 20 years, we have seen so many things happened. Sometimes the criminals, they shoot it down everybody. Sometimes nowadays aircrafts and so car accidents and so etc. So it doesn't matter what age we are. So we always think I'm still young, I'm still healthy, but the time one will come, it's uncertainty and unsure. So that's why it's very important to prepare something. So preparing for the death is the preparing of the life, it's called, understand? So life means the life journey continues. So that's why it's very important, everybody, to understand what will be happens. So this practice of this kind of the thinking is very important, because otherwise, whatever we do, the Dharma practice not becoming through the very traditional way, and people do not put into the practice because sometimes we call the laziness, and sometimes we call it is the kind of like also even we call it's the mara. So we always think, I do have time, I will do next, I will do tomorrow, I will do next day, but we never know that. Nobody can say that we will be still continue. So that's why the PHOWA practice is the one of the very important. It doesn't mean that we're dying soon. It doesn't mean that we have to think about of the death every day, but it means that something that need to be prepared. Understand? So when we the dying, it is the Milarepa, Great Yogi Milarepa said, means this life, if you are ill, if you got sick, if you got some problems, you can call your friends, you can reach your parents or your families and some supporters, some doctors. This life still we have many kind of like supporters and conditions to help us. But after the life gone, the consciousness has the same feeling, same thinking, same worry as everything, but nobody going to be support because you cannot call them. They cannot even do it. So it become really helpless. It's become very difficult, seems to be in the Buddhist practice. So we have to be ourselves to prepare for that. So that's why Milarepa said, this life and life after the death, the consciousness is more important. The time will be more difficult. So that's why, did you prepare for your next life journey? Milarepa often used to ask his students. So this is the very important because of that. So the PHOWA, the practice come through that. It's not only just because of the death, it is the preparation, which is that you can feel that you have prepared. And it is very important because of the life, we used to say the mara of the death is the uncertainty, and it is the we don't know, and so that into having everybody kind of the fear, either we are healthy or not, young or old, the fear of the death is always there. So fear of the dying is always there, but we still don't know how to act and how to challenge, how to face for that. So that's why it's very important practice with the PHOWA practice to do. We bring everybody Yidan practice, compassion, loving kindness, bodhicitta training, mind training practice. Whatever we do, it's very necessarily to have to prepare some practice that we for if the time comes, so that you are not to worry about that. So it doesn't mean that we need to go now, but it is the very necessary practice to think about the next life. So many people do not think that, thinking only in this life. So that's why even it makes worse for the worry and all these things, because we have to think that its journey goes on. So all this Yidan practice, meditation deities, and lamas, guru, Yidan, whatever you practice, it may help you, but if you are not able to do your thing within yourself, so it's very difficult. So that's why Buddha said, I cannot help you to bring to the Buddha's pure land. It does not work, unfortunately. Even your Lama is great, even your Lama is like yogi, Buddha himself, but definitely very, very sure that he or she cannot send you to the Buddha's pure land. It's not possible. Even your Lama is the highest, the best, in the world that you have, but there's no way he or she can send you to the Buddha's Pure Land to bring to them better rebirth. It's almost not possible. Understand? So that's why the great master from the Nyingmapa tradition, Longchen Ramcham, and also Zapatu, everybody say, people think that your consciousness Lama can shoot into the Buddha's Pure Land like throwing stone into the water in the other place or onto the other place, but it does not work like that. If it's a work, we should have no samsara today. The Buddha would bring every single sentient being's consciousness to the Buddha's Pure Land and to become everybody in the Sukhavati, Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land at least. But it doesn't work like that. It has to do with within our karma. It has to do with within what we did it this life, and next life continue like that. So we say, whatever we have now, and whatever we are doing now, and what kind of life we are taking now, it is not because of made in this lifetime. If we believe the karma, it has done the previous life. The previous life, we don't know even whatever condition you have, where you are born, and what kind of the religions you practice, what kind of practitioner you are, even if you are pretty good practitioner or not, everything is depend on the previous life was have done. Because that's why today we having that whatever, which Lama you meet, which country you're born, what kind of job you have, what kind of condition your physical, everything has something to do with the previous life connection. So now the next life, what we want to do is our hand now. It's a very sure. It is not just because of the believing, it is the causality. It is the law of nature. It's called the law of nature. We all looking for happiness, not suffering. So we say way. Lord Jigten Sumgon, the founder of the Drikung master, said, lineage said, it is the law, it is the causality, it is the nature, it is the law of causality, law of karma, that we looking not suffering, we looking the happiness, right? So we wish looking for our next life, better happiness, and better than even now, if it's possible to become go to the Buddha's Pure Land. So that is our wish. So we all wish for that. Of course, we wish for all sentient beings, but we cannot bring all of them. Everyone has your own responsibility, your own hand. Yeah, so as I said, no matter what Lama you have, no matter what Yidam practice you do, no matter what kind of the practice touching you, it's very much up to our own journey. So that's why the power practitioners, those who want to do that, they're very important to knowing that. First of all, the believing the life and life after that rebirth. That is the key point of the practice of the PHOWA. Otherwise, why should we do that, right? Once we drink that, so now we need to know how important to have this kind of preparation. So in the text from the PHOWA say, it is not only just because the dying, if you are a good practitioner with the PHOWA, so it also supports your this lifetime that you feel the fear from the death, when you feel that, so you can become also healthier. So you're healthier and you will have also more bright of your life, the life energy in this life, because now everybody under suffering because of the fear of the death, either you feel or not. So many people saying, I don't care of the death. if it comes, I'm not afraid if we do not feel it. It's not manifested too strong, but we do have it. So that's why it will release you a lot. If anybody do that practice, in certain time, you overcome from the fear of the death, and it will release extremely that you feel so much free from that. So many people don't know that. So now, until when I see the people, so if we hear somebody is passed away, somebody was got cancer, and so etc., and then they're gone, and the next friends and those people worry about, sad about, and also worry about their own life. We preparing lots, but we don't know, we don't prepare the next life. So in the Tibetans used to say, means sometimes people do not have even the time to stay more than few days, but we do plannings for the 100 years, right? So we do that, so we cannot use that. So all become cause of the attachment, and all become the obstacle of the life journey of the next. So if you're having the practice of the PHOWA, training of that, learn for that, so you will be released, free from that. So that means the PHOWA, the practice is not only just consciousness continue, the suffering transfers into the happy or free. The fear transferred into the freedom or the free. So this is the practice of the PHOWA does. So that's why it is very important, everyone knowing that the meaning of the PHOWA practitioner who do that. So we should have understanding for that is very, very important, yes. So by doing that, before the PHOWA practice and do, so everyone again reflect that the practice right from the beginning, what we have thought, what we have thinking. So right from the beginning, when you enter into the Buddhist practice, the first day after taking the refuge, normally, traditionally, the teacher will teach the preliminary practice, which call the preliminary practice, the very foundation practice, which is really important, and not only seeking for the higher tantra, not only seeking for the higher level, the very fundamental of the Buddhist practice or the training. So the four thoughts, the four mind trainings of four thoughts, we say, the very foundation practice is so important. So for that practice, the PHOWA practitioners to do that, the most important is we need to reflect that the prejudice of human life that you has already got it. Understand, remember? So it is prejudice means it is nothing to prejudice if you don't do the practice. Milu Rinpoche, Tibet call. So there is many human birth, which is called those who make lots of problems, and those who really created negative karmas, those who doing lots of negative actions. These are not prejudice. It's called Milu Chorboche, Tibet say, or in Buddhist say, which really can create negative karmas much more than animals, much more than other beings. The human can do so much. So animals and tiger, wolf, and whatever dangerous animals, they don't do like what we human beings can do. So human can destroy the entire of the world. The human can make really, really negative karma. So the Tibet Buddhist concept, the hell beings, hungry ghosts, all those is the human take rebirth in such realms, not all the animals, understand? So animals have the animal realms. Those two lower realms, the deep one, is not another than human. The human created negative karmas, negative actions. We all need to be understand. If we fault such things, maybe many people do not maybe believe such a kind of the dynamic world, such kind of the exist or not, but it is just for the because of the suffering. So it's on the earth, the human countries, some countries having that problem, which explained the hell beings, hungry ghost. Some part of the countries have continued hunger, and they have no food, no drink, extremely suffering. And that is like hungry ghost, understand? And some of them having the many like violence, wars, and so etc. Extremely no medicine cares, and so it's like hell. So once we thinking that, so it's not the two different country or two different land. It's talking about the suffer. It's not talking the how to call the geometry. It's not talking about the land. It's not talking about the like dimension. It's talking about the suffer, what the beings suffering. So they divided beings like hell beings, hungry ghost. Understand? So that's why that caused the like kind of the human beings, which is not prejudice, is the worst. Churocha is the very worst. It's not prejudice human life. So that can be take rebirth. So we don't want that. Definitely that we do want to do that, to take rebirth like that. So that way it's very important to think the prejudice of human life. Once you have got it, it need to be useful. It need to be very, how to say, meaningful. And it have to start within ourselves. Nobody can do that for us. As I said, Lama cannot do, Buddha cannot do, Tara cannot do. No one can do if you don't do that. So that's why it's very important, the four practitioners in the text, or the power practitioners say the first thing is that you need to have to reflect that having got the precious human life, you have able to do the power practice because of the human body. You can visualize and do all these things because you have reached the human body. That's why it's very important. Understand? So everyone think that first on that, be happy for that. But this very precious human life, we already see it. It's getting sick, it's getting old, it's getting everything. It changed a lot. Since we remember our childhood until now, it has changed extremely. Even we trying to keep as much as possible, and we trying to put the best creams and best everything, it doesn't stay. By the time it moves continue. So the Lord Buddha said, you don't need to prove. Actually, Lord Buddha said, you don't need to teach from the Lama. It's proving yourself. You see it. So once you're seeing that, as those people who believe that rebirth is moving on. The time when we take the rebirth from the time that was born, now until now, it's continue moving, right? So it doesn't stop. It means that we are going in that direction which we need to live one day, our physical body, and continue the journey of the next. So that is the really important to poor practitioners. So first, they think about the prejudice of human life, but it's impermanent. Second thought, impermanent. It is impermanent. It is definitely sure. Lord Buddha even not here today. You cannot meet Buddha. all these other religions, what we call Jesus, whatever, Jesus Christ, and so other traditions, there is no one left. Everyone's gone. So why not me? As I'm like little insect compared to the like those great masters. So that way, impermanent can be happen anytime. It doesn't mean bad. Everything changes, also positive direction. Because of that, we have possibility to take rebirth better. We should really think next life is really that we can do to take rebirth in the pure land of the Buddha, we call, which means at least the better rebirth, right? Such a crazy world, such a crazy samsara, it's too much. So that's why each one think about the second thought is impermanent. No matter you're young, no matter you're fit, no matter you have wealthy, if you have good condition, no matter. It's very, very uncertainty. It changes so fast. It's very quickly. So that's why it's very important. Second thought is the impermanent. Otherwise, why should we do PHOWA? The first thing is the thought is to produce human life, that we should think carefully. The purifying the negative karmas, accumulate the merits is extremely important. It is more important than doing the hundreds, thousands mantra, than doing something that we should focus that. So early time, the Indian yogis, Mahasiddhas and Tibetan Mahasiddhas, so they stay in the mountain and practice continuously and many, many years. So once we meet those yogis, when you ask what you do all this time, they will always say, I have done that. We just doing the purification, accumulation of the merits. Tsoksak Tiwachang, Tibet say. So they will say you, not I'm doing something that very special practice, or which is we call the like higher tantra or Mahamudra, Dzogchen, meditate on that one. They will not answer you like that. Really, all the Tibetan tradition, Sagya, Nyingma, Gelo, Kagyu, whatever, the early time, the old yogis stay over 20, 30 years in the mountain. When we meet them, ask all these years, so what is your main practice? They will not answer you, I'm doing Naro yoga, I'm doing Nigu yoga, I'm doing Tomo yoga, they will not say you like that. They will answer you, it's very simple way. They will say, meditating on the impermanent, practicing of purification, purifying the negative karma, accumulating the positive merits. That will be only, really. So this kind of the main focus practice is that nowadays we are losing sometimes. So sometimes we forgetting that. So that's why the poor practitioners, the who want to do that, at least, so in the text say, we need to have very important is first to knowing the prejudice of human life. It's really necessary, understand? Having we got it. I want to become, it's meaningful. I want to not just become rich. I just not want to become like having many houses, many stuffs. It doesn't help us that much. Of course, everybody need the life condition, live life good, having enough food and shelter, and that's very of course. But if we do not think that want to become more and more, it doesn't work. It works without doing thinking that. So that's why Sonam, Tibet says, Sonam means the merits. The merits is the best practice. How to accumulate is the practicing, really. So that's why, so first is the precious human life. If you are good if you want to PHOWA practice, PHOWA, which means the transference consciousness to the pure land of the Buddha, this we should do. This better than you become yogi. This better than to become crazy yogi, like whatever do. This we should really prepare. Milarepa, great yogi Milarepa used to say, that is the key point of the practice. That is the really bottom line of the practice, continually thinking of impermanent and to preparing the continuing journey of the life, understand? Whatever happens, you are ready. That's very important. Understand me? So that's why the first thing what we need is we need to know the precious human life. You heard that 20 years ago, 30 years ago, and you heard that the first day when you take the Buddhist teaching, but we should practice for that. We should cherish it, that we should use it. One of the greatest Drikung tradition, the latest yogi, the Yogi Pachung Rinpoche, it's called in Drikung Hill in Tibet. So when he was dying, the day before he passed away, evening that he taught to the students, he said, after my death, because normally we Tibetans do build tata, stupa for the memory, understand? We do that many things like gold stupa and so etc. We do lots of things. So he taught his students, don't do nothing, not even tata, because the body which I have found now is the coming from CHUYයෙන් N, the contaminated the suffering of the truth has composed this physical body. But I'm very proud is I have used it in such a positive way that tomorrow is my day of the enlightenment. Understand? He said to students, don't be sad, be happy, celebrate that you guys have such example great yogi has met in your life. That was the great master, the Drikung tradition, the great Pachung Rinpoche taught students, not even need one tata, bring my body, he said, after my corpse, through the cemetery. In Tibet, we give to the bird, vultures. So he said, give to the vulture, but because I don't have any disease, he said. If my body has my flesh, my bones has the disease, it's not good even to give that to the bird, the guy, how to call vulture's bird. So he said, it's pure. It's even the physically body now with the flesh and blood and bones, even it's become nectar. Because he said, I practice constantly. So he said, no need. So he said, I'm very proud. Since we talk about precious human life, he said, I used it extremely good way. No one single regret that I haven't done anything, understand? So his students become very touched, very moved. Every Lama, many masters say, after that, do this, do, On the Rinpoche pathway, nothing has, not even the gold, met anything. The bell and Damaru was too old, nobody can use it. And he has left only one kind of like pot. Inside there is the little yogurt. That's it. This is the really masters, and he advised people, practice, especially like PHOWA practice. You prepare your journey. Understand? He said, prepare your journey, my dear. You never know when it comes. So the day before you feel something, because everybody will feel, if we're going before, everybody will feel something. That is sign. That is sign we feel that day we do not feel afraid. We do not feel anxiety. You will be proud. You will be happy. Oh my God, endless now I can leave. Finally, that I can go. You will be happy. So because of that reason, you see the dedication of Lord Jigten Sumgong, the founder of the Drikung lineage. The Jigten Sumgong's dedication, he say, may I die happily, right? May I die happily, may I die joyfully, may I die peacefully. Before my last breath stop, may I realize the Mahamudra. So that reason is the practice, the PHOWA practice. Many people do not really understand what means. You are transferring the consciousness into the Mahamudra. Transfer your consciousness into the Dharmakaya, Dharmandhatu we call, understand? So that is the key practice. So if you done that, so you become free from everything. It's really release you all this kind of nitty-gritty things, what we are now clicking on samsara. So that's why the great master from the Drikung, the latest the retreat master, which is our retreat Lama in Tibet, his name was Yogi Masida. So he used to say that, he was told like that. Understand? Because the PHOWA practice is also one of that key points. So the reflecting of the difficult to found the precious human life, it's continue to help you. So that's saying here, the PHOWA practitioners first need to that. Secondly, impermanent. Impermanent, of course, everybody knows that, right? And third is, as I said, it is the cause and condition, karma. So we have to accumulate merits. It's not just knowing. Karma, teaching of the karma is not led to know, it's led to do. Karma means Tibetan, it's the Sanskrit word. Tibetan is called lay. Karma is not just to learn, nothing to learn, nothing to study. Karma have nothing to study, karma have to do. Doing is called lay. Karma need to work. Understand? Karma need to apply. Karma doesn't mean that you know different categories, karma, and you know that together karma, individuals karma, and so etc. It's not like that. Karma really means is to act. It's every single moment. Doing is called the karma, the cause and effect. Understand? So the second thing is every single thing what we do, we have to be very carefully that we do in a good way. So positive karma, accumulate the positive karma and purifying the negative karma. Otherwise, your consciousness cannot transfer. Just with a pet, just with a hick, it doesn't go. If that goes, it will be wonderful. It will be really great. But how? So the people sometimes don't understand that the cause, the fundamental what you need to prepare, right? For example, if the airplane, the aircraft planes fly the airplanes, but all the machines need before. Otherwise, they cannot fly. Understand? The bird flying need the wings. So the wings, for example, or the preparation is the purifying the negative karma, accumulating the positive karma, is that. When you're ready that, so you can just say hick or pay, whatever you use the word, doesn't matter whom or she, you're gonna to go there. Some lamas say just hack, some lamas say some word, it doesn't matter. It's easy to go. So preparation is the missing. So that's why the third one is the cause and effect. The karma is to do, not to thinking, not to meditate. There is nothing to meditate on the karma. Why should meditate? It's lazy, right? There is nothing to meditate on the karma. Karma study, yes. We say, is karma and cause and effect, when it will come, what is that and what is that? Yes. But karma, the real thing is have to do. If we don't do, it doesn't work like that. So that's why in the text saying very important, nobody can do your karma. You have to do your own. Understand me? It's like when we're going to the piece. Like, you know, if you go to the toilet piece, somebody say, can you carry my put there? You cannot do that. It's like that. It's you have to do your own. Understand me? So that's why Buddha said, Milarepa said, the great master of Lord Pema Sambhava, Guru Rinpoche said, unfortunately, that we cannot do. We can tell you, we can help you, but you have to do it, isn't it? So if somebody wants to drive the car, somebody can teach you, somebody can tell you, somebody to show you how to do, but you have to drive. Otherwise, it doesn't go. So same way, the karma, we have to do. So we have to do every single moment. So the thing is, we think if I do Tara practice, she will do it. Tara will not do that, but you will do. She will support you. If we do the Vajakilaya or Vajavarahi, she will do for me. No, she will help you. She will support you. She will show you. But you have to do. If you are hungry, I cannot eat for you. You still will be hungry, understand? Your mother cannot eat for you. Your father cannot eat for you. You have to eat to fulfill your stomach. Same way it works with karma, believe me. That's why we're still in samsara, because we didn't eat. We think my father eat for me, my lama eat for me. No. That's why karma is to work, to act, to do. So here our text say, Lord Jigten Sumgon say, it's the nature of the causality, the nature of the law. Nobody can do that. You have to do it. It is not new, but it is doable. It is makeable. It is not that you cannot do. It is not undoable. It's not unmakeable. You can make it. So that why it is very important to think that karma and to do it positive, accumulate merits, purifying negative karma. Understand? It's called the Tsok Trivachang in Tibet. Tsok means to accumulate merits every single moment. And Trivachang means to purifying the negative karmas. We can do that. So that is the third. It's very important to act. So we don't act that. So we don't get there. That's pretty. That's very, very pretty. Understand me? It's very, very important. We getting older, more getting older. We have to really, really also, of course, as I said right from the beginning, it doesn't matter what age we are. It doesn't matter if we are healthy or unhealthy, but still aging is one sign. The strongest sign is the aging that is impermanent. Remember? So everybody know the story the old lady told to the Yama, the death, Mara of the death, told to him, please let me know if I need to go before a weeks, you tell me, then I will prepare. She told the Yama, and then one day, then Yaman comes, the death of Mara come, said, now today is your day. And she said, no, but you didn't tell me. you didn't ask, tell me. And then he said, look around your neighbors. Look around your ancestors. I show you every day. I show you every month at least one. Understand? Your relatives. All of them gone, many of them. but you didn't notice? And then she said, oh my God, that is the, you are showing? I said, yes. Your grandparents. All of them. So that's why, so it's important that we do. Because you never know what would have come. So we don't say next time. We just do. So that's why in the PHOWA practitioners, the third one is the karma. Everybody knows. So to act. So this is the PHOWA to Lel Charwa, we call Tibet. So sign of the dying, death, to need to prepare for that. It's necessarily to everybody to think about that. It's very important. Because we really do not think that. We always think, okay, I need to do that, I need to do that. Of course, you have to do. But same time, still, there is something that prepared. It's very necessary. The time will be today or tomorrow. We never know, right? So that's why it's very important. Then lastly is the suffering of samsara. The fourth is suffering of samsara. There's the how to say, defect of samsara, sometimes say. It's very easy to know that. So much things happening. We just complaining in the world, right? And we worry about that. That's why we don't have the time for practice. That's why we don't have the time to come, time to do these things. We still so much catch in samsara. So the suffering of samsara and suffering of cyclic existence, if we do not feel that is the strong, we do not know that, so we don't do the PHOWA practice, of course, preparation next life better. We continue to take rebirth in this very samsara. Definitely it will not become better. It's same circle. It's sometimes even worse. So that's why we have to think about to get out from there, this wheel of the suffering, the circle of cyclic existence, to get out that. So think about that. Is there any happiness to stay forever existent in this cyclic existence, in this samsara? No. Short period, we had something, but it's continue changing lots. And not only individual, when we look a little bit the bigger perspective, a wider way, so you see this whole universal, day and night, and people are so much suffer. Not only just people, all the beings. So once you think that, so next life, definitely we go to Buddha's Pure Land. Plan it. It is a better plan to going than Himalaya. If we go to Himalaya, if you take rebirth Mount Kailash, still suffering, still samsara. Understand? So best way why will be to take rebirth Buddha's Pure Land. It is possible. So then you don't have all these complicated things, all these sufferings. Understand? So that's why we have to have the last one to really see the suffering of samsara. Sometimes we talk about there is happiness, joy, and there is some certain things that you can feel happy. Of course, yes, but it's all temporary. It's all temporary, it's always changing. It's end of the day, it's always give you some feedback. It's the suffering, worry, etc. Not only we, but when you look the wider perspective, the entire of the world. So when we think that, So it's really stressful. It's such a stressful of the samsaric life, isn't it? No matter which country you are, which condition you have, it's still lots. So the power practitioners, as I'm talking to you guys, you want to power practice. So the what really needed is the renunciation. The renunciation of the samsara. Renunciation, understand? Ngenjung, Tibet is called Ngenjung. So the Ngenjung, without the renunciation, you will not leave samsara. Your mind will come back. Even you are 100,000 or millions mantra you did, still if you have attached to here, it will bring back, unfortunately. Maybe next life you will be Tulku, Rinpoche, right? But still, lots of struggle. So many Rinpoches have scandal now. So many high lamas, even now on the media you can see. So problems. They have to write letter, I don't do this. They have to prove that I don't do that. You see it. So the samsara is circle. It's a wheel. Even we do many good things now, so many Tara mantra on so many everything, if we don't get out from the sickly of the samsara, no matter if you be born as Lama, be born even highest Lama, like His Holiness Dalai Lama, still getting old, having pains, and people complain. Lots of things even not he did. There's lots of impure people and to see the impure perception. So struggle, the lamas, the masters, whatever, they're still very, very difficult. So samsara, they are actually come to benefit as their own side, may not suffer like that, but it is still not easy. So many masters, lamas, as nowadays, you see all of them, lots of struggle, scandal, also, etc. And it is hard, isn't it? So best will be really, really think about, take rebirth, next life, prepare to go to Buddha's Pure Land. It is better, really, the best journey. Because of that, we need renunciation, renounce. Renunciation does not mean that you have to leave everything. Renunciation does not mean that you have to go to the mountain to leave everything what you belonging. Not like that. Renunciation, which just means to don't see the essence of the meaningful things for the samsara life. You can use it. You can enjoy it, okay, but do not attach too much, grasping. So without that, we cannot do the PHOWA doing that. Even if we have strong attachment, grasping in our samsara life, even you say the hic or pay, the consciousness will come down, fall back, because it's attached in samsara, understand? So the renunciation is called the Tibetan, it's called Ngenjung. So the great masters always say, even you realize the emptiness and you practice the trying to do the bodhicitta, but if you have no renunciation of samsara, it does not you get out. You're not rid off from the samsara life, understand? So all this very important to have the renunciation of the samsara. Very less people, even less the practitioners. Such a master like Milarepa, such master like the great master of, as I said, the yogis, Tilopa, Naropa, right? So you become free from that. It's very necessary. So we don't know, sometimes we just learn. We have so many notes to write down, teacher Lama, and we just do sometimes exams like that. But we have to act in this way. So that's why fourth one is the renunciation of samsara. Sometimes it's called the thinking, the suffering of the samsara. That is the very, very important to know, to having the understanding. Because otherwise, it's very difficult to practice of the poor practitioners and the transference of our consciousness to the Buddha's Pure Land. It may not be very, very, very that easy. So that's why I would say it's very important to everybody think about that. And it's four categories what I told you now. It is the main kind of like practice. It is the key point of the practice for the poor practitioners. Otherwise, we cannot do nicely. It's not easy to do that that way. So now we want to do that practice. So that's why you want to take rebirth to the Buddha's Pure Land. So there is a countless Pure Land, as Buddhists explained, right? At least everybody knows there's 5 family Buddhas which have been completely enlightened, and those we can take rebirth, different Pure Land. It will be very, very good. And even we become the Bodhisattva, like our Lokiteshvara, Tara, etc. We can do that. So this is the Buddhist way to practice, and it's allowed to do. You allowed to become yourself Buddha, allowed to become yourself the Bodhisattva. So this is the way how to the practice of the Vajrayana practitioners. So we can do that as well. So such things, one thing. So but the Pure Land of the Buddha Amitabha, Sukhavati, everybody remember? So the Pure Land of the Buddha Amitabha, Sukhavati, is the extraordinary. Is the extraordinary means that all the Buddhas they did the prayers to benefit all sentient beings, to welcome to their Pure Land. Especially the Buddha Amitabha has the 12 the 12 great prayers that he did it for the dedicate for the all beings, that he promised to the Buddha that those who not come to the enlightenment each one, I will not leave. I will not close the door of my Pure Land, understand? So that's why he say, I will accept everyone, those who not purified full that karma, those who not accumulated all the positive karmas, those even who doing the negative deeds, if at least if they have to wish to come here, I still accept that. Understand? It is the very special Buddha's Pure Land of the Buddha Amitabha, that Tibetan we call THад N, the Pure Land, which is the blissful, the great blissful, the Pure Land, Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land. So we should need to know that. In order to take a rebirth there, the first thing what we need to know is the Buddha's Pure Land. So everybody who wish to really go there, read the text and prayer of the Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land, learn how to visualize, how to that you imagine the Pure Land, how it looks like it, and what is there, who is living there, right? At least that surround the map of the Buddha's Pure Land, you should study that. That is the first condition in order to rebirth there. The first condition is to learning the Pure Land, study about the Pure Land. So there is at least Buddha Amitabha and Manjushri, Avalokiteshvara, Vajrapani, especially Avalokiteshvara, Vajrapani, and the Amitabha are the 3 main Buddhas there. The most important is the Buddha Amitabha himself, right? Everybody know. So the first thing is the Yu Jingam. So you have to learn that how looks like the Pure Land of the Buddha Amitabha, to study and to learn that, to read the text. Imagine that. Because we study the PHOWA, yes, but if the time comes, so we don't know how to do that. So that's why we need to know how to practice to Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land. So we have to visualize that. At least to knowing that would be very, very important. At least to knowing that. Without knowing that, it's difficult to go there. So you study that Buddha Amitabha, which is the Pure Land of the five family Buddha, is the Lotus Buddha, right? Everybody know it's the Lotus family Buddha. It's the direction of the west, and not the east, not south, not north, and it's the west direction of the west, western direction. It is the Lotus family. So western direction, it means that not just far away from here. It's just because of your side. In the Bardo teaching say it is the part of the Pure Land in our head. So it's our mind. Just need to think that. It's very, very necessary. That Pure Land is the only have the no suffering, not even the words of the suffering not exist. There is the words of the suffering not exist. So everything comes spontaneously. But it doesn't mean that you got enlightenment. You still can practice. Even you are such people to take rebirth there. So now you have the possibility to do the practice. So that's why it's very important, the Pure Land, to learn that. It is the huge, it is the beautiful, the huge Pure Land, which is sometimes called the Sukhavati, Sanskrit, which means there is the only, everyone has the, to fulfill the wish. It's the blissful, the Pure Land. It's happiness land, land of the happiness, right? So we always say universal happy, universal peace. So it's the peaceful Pure Land, happy Pure Land. And it is everything comes, fulfills spontaneously without effort. But it doesn't mean you got enlightenment. Understand me? So at least to study that, the Pure Land, the birds and the flowers and planets, everything comes naturally. People don't need to plan it. People don't need to work for that. There is no negative action exist. So that's why it don't create negative karma. Understand? There's no mind poisons, such what we think doesn't have power. The 5 mind poisons have no power at all. It doesn't mean that we don't have. It might have, but there is no power. No, they cannot manifest. So that is the Pure Land of the Buddha Amitabha. We need to know this is very, very important, each one. And then second condition is the practice of, as I told you, bodhicitta. So the mind training before the second condition. The first condition is the knowing the Pure Land of the Buddha Amitabha, getting the trust, interest, aspiration to the Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land. Second, the thing is that to generate mind of enlightenment, bodhicitta. Understand? So we need to have the very important to generate mind of enlightenment, compassion and loving kindness. If we don't do now, and we cannot go to the Buddha's Pure Land because the condition is missing. So there is certain condition, the 4 conditions you have to be there. So the 4 conditions, the first condition is to learning the Pure Land, study the Buddha's Pure Land, the geometry, the dimension, how it looks like. And you have to know the map of the Buddha's Pure Land. can explain by your head, by heart. Not only always need to look into the picture. So we at least to knowing that, at least one Pure Land and by heart you know, like your city where you live, right? You know where should you go, where should you go to the shopping grocery, where should you do all these things, you know, at least that very familiar for you, very knowing it. That's very, very important to have. The first condition is the Buddha's Pure Land. Second thing is, as I said, to generate mind with enlightenment. The loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, it's called the friends, the support to go there. The guide is the bodhicitta. Who will guide you there is the bodhicitta. Who you bring there is the bodhicitta. So that's why we need the bodhicitta. The second thing is to generating mind of enlightenment. Second condition. Remember that. So in order to take rebirth in Buddha's Pure Land. Third thing is the method, is the to purifying negative karma, accumulate merits, as I said. So that means to work on your karma, watching your karma. Understand? Every time we need to remember that. If you want to go to the Pure Land of Buddha Amitabha, we have to have follow the rule, right? It's like go to the one to the other country, they will say, you didn't did any criminals, you didn't did anything before in our country, otherwise you don't get visa. It's like that. If in order to go to Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land, what you have done, what you have created, understand? So the condition they need to check. Conditions need to prove. So the first one, as I said, Pure Land of the Buddha. Second one is the bodhicitta training. Third one is the purification accumulation, especially to accumulate the merits, common merits, uncommon merits. So it's very necessary. Cannot go just. If we can go just easily, why should we stay here today? Why should we have all these problems, whole universal, the world, we still stay here? It doesn't make sense. Understand? So that's why, remember the third condition. The first condition is the Pure Land of the Buddha study. Today on, everybody look, every day, if you have Thanga, if you have picture, every day you look once in the Buddha's picture, in Buddha's Pure Land, the Thanga, if you have, every day you look, you become familiar. It's become familiar more than Tara, more than any Buddha. It's really, and then it's very interesting, is many lamas taught, sometimes if the accident, if car accident, something suddenly happens, the image appears to you because you looked every day and you watched every day, the image appears to you. So if you die, even really, honestly, we have to talk this way, your mind will remove to there. The last image, the last thought is the only who can bring you the next life, not the before preparation all. The last moment, Chika Tsamchor in Tibet called, the moment the birth, stopped our breath, the moment stop of our thoughts, in that moment what happens, it will be next life. Understand? So that's why if you watch every day once, look all the time, if something happens, even if we die with heart attack, in that moment you will know it. You cannot breathe anymore. In that moment appears the image of the Pure Land, the Buddha. That's really great, no doubt. So this is the method how to go there. Understand? So that's why look all the time. So say this second, the first one. Second, as I said, generate mind enlightenment, bodhicitta, and loving kindness. Third one is the purifying accumulated merits. Try that. You have to think it is condition to I'm fill up the condition. It's like formula, understand? So you fill up the condition, so they will accept it. So it's very important. And then last one is the prayer. The prayer that you wish to pray. Every day, if it's possible, you have to say, may I take rebirth to the Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land. If before going to sleep, if you say that, if you die during that night, you might go to there. The Tibetans used to say, Dewa Chinti Shinkam Te Kyewa Sho. May I take rebirth to the great pure, to the Sukhavati. If I die today, if I die in this moment. Morning, if you say that. So one of the greatest Nyingma master, what I have met in my life, Taklong Tsetu Rinpoche, he said, he used to say every day that he taught, you have to say at least 3 times, may I take rebirth to the Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land. Dewa Chinti Shinkam Te Kyewa Sho, Dewa Chinti Shinkam Te Kyewa Sho in Tibet say, so short way. Very, very important. Continue saying that this is called the prayer. The last one is the prayer condition. The 4 conditions, you did it, got it? The first condition is to study the Buddha's Pure Land, the imagined Buddha, the figure of the Buddha, and how it looks like it, right? Second is to generate mind of enlightenment. It's called the friends, or like it's called supporter. The first one is the, we call the goal, where you go, the destination of the Pure Land, Buddha's Pure Land. The first one is called the condition of the destination where you go, understand? So if you want to go to from here to India, or if you want to go to here to another country, it's your last destination. You need to know where you should go it, right? Same. Second one is the bodhicitta, is the support. Is the support means if you to go there, you need to have the money, you need to have the visa, you need to have the everything. It's like that, bodhicitta. Third one is the purification, means you have to prepare. If you have money, you have a visa, everything. If you don't go, it will not happen. So you have to go there, right? You have to move there. So accumulation karma is work. To drive to airport and fly. If you don't do that, everything you have still cannot move. The last one is the prayer. The prayer is the very important. The prayer changed your mind. So it's the prayer which means that you have to apply for the practice. So prayer, every day do the prayer. Wish, dedication, it's called sometimes dedication. So to dedicate, to pray, that is very necessary, understand? So these 4 conditions, as I told you guys, the first, second, third, and fourth is really necessary, everyone to prepare that, to think that, in order to take Pure Land to the Buddha's Pure Land is very, very important. Otherwise, it will not be able to do that. So we have to be very carefully. Otherwise, I think it's very difficult. Everybody try, yes, I understand, but it's not so that easy. Because of that, we have to be very carefully how to do the practice. Then now, for the poor practitioners, having said that, and then what need ourselves to in order to do the poor practice? The first thing is you need, all of you who is doing that, at least to have enter into the Vajrayana tradition, if it's possible. That means you have received one of the empowerment of the deities, because we need to visualize deity afterwards. we visualize the PHOWA training, that you visualize yourself one of the yidam form, understand? Because of that reason, so who has to taking the empowerment, receive the empowerment of the Vajrayana. In order to receive the Vajrayana empowerment, of course, everyone, we need the refuge. That take refuge from Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. So think about, so these conditions, do you have or not? If you don't have it, you try to make it. Now attempt to make it. If still not make, we never know when it will happen. If today evening happens, tomorrow is too late. So that's why everybody think, as soon as possible, these conditions I'm telling you is very traditional. So you have to think that, do I have or not? Understand? So first is in the text say that to receive the higher tantra, the Vajrayana empowerment, one of the empowerment of the yidams, one. But in order to having that, to receive that, you have taken refuge already. Many of you know that. You have taken refuge from Buddha, Dharma, Sangha as your refuge, isn't that? Refuge is very important. Without that, cannot do that. So then to receive the empowerment, second thing is we need to have the Lama. You might have the Lama, so you need the lineage. So without lineage, cannot do that. I do everything, it's not good. You can do everything, but you should have the lineage clear. So that is called the Juba Tibet. The lineage is extremely important from Vajradhara until now, from Buddha until now, uninterrupted lineage. Think about yourself, do I have or not? Still not clear. Many people think, oh, no matter, I do everything. Tomorrow will be too late. If that happens. If you stay 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, still think that, but one day it will be late. So that's why we have to think now. That's why Milarepa said, now is the very important. It's your day. It's your time. Understand? So think that Lama, the lineage, Lama devotion. So we need the Lama and we need the devotion to have the faith to that lineage, that master. Without that, the PHOWA practice will not be succeed. Understand? So training with the lineage. First, as I said, a refuge. Second, in order to receive the empowerment, you need Lama. So lineage masters. Do you have that or not? It should become more clear. Jigten Sumgong and Great Master Milarepa and Buddha himself said, the day of the dying, if you still chaos, it's not good, you know. You don't know who should I think about. You don't know who should I concentrate. That good, that master also I like, that master I don't like. Your mind become confused. That's why the founder of the Drikung lineage, Lord Jigten Sumgong, he had one student. His student, his attendant, was very great, very good one, but he's from the Eastern Tibet. So Jigten Sumgong, the founder of the Drikung lineage, Ranashiri, lived the Central Tibet. So his attendant one day told, I need to go to Eastern Tibet to meet my mom. She is sick. She is really sick now. She might die. But she loves me a lot. So before her death, I need to meet her to fulfill her, understand? So Jigten Sumgong has the clairvoyance, the samadhi, achieved very high. So he meditated that he knows that his attendant's mother will die anyway. If the boy go or not there, the attendant Jigten Sumgong will go there or not, she will die. It's her time comes. The lifespan is finished. So Jigten Sumgon talked to his student, his attendant, can you lead your mom through the Buddha's Pure Land to help her to support or not? So he said, I'm not sure. That Lama, you should do it. Because I have you, great master, you should do that. So Jigten Sumgon told her, if you go there, the last one, her birth stopped her breathing. And she will not think about me. She will only think you. So her consciousness will be stay with you. But if you don't go there, she will miss you, remember you, and she will think where he is. And she will think me, because you are in my place. So in that moment, her consciousness will travel to me. I could support it, I could help it, understand? So that just means that finally we need to have the master who, considering that you, in Tibet it's called sometimes pillow, pillow lama, who you're dying next to your head. Somebody is there. So if not there, even the mind can continue travel to that lama. That is the best power. If you have good teacher, so to transfer your mind to the lama, and lama will help you, not send there, but support you to go there, to guide you there, understand? So that's why it's very important to have the masters and master lama devotion. Lama devotion is extremely important. So you see, first condition is the refuge. Second condition is the having the master that you really trust, that you really rely on that master. It's very important, it's necessary. Not many of you can have, but one should be that. I found it very, very, very clear. That master really can help me. You can like many of them, but one should be, it don't need to be holiness. It don't need to be old even. It don't need to be even sometimes the pure, some special, like famous, not like that. It can be like Naropa when he meet Tilopa, remember? It was a crazy yogi. And so it can be anything, but you feel so connected. You feel really trust that guy, that teacher. It's more important, it's karmic. It's not because of somebody advertised, somebody knowing, you read from his autobiography, oh, that guy is very good, not like that. It's just you see that guy really teach you, really touch your mind. That guy really takes care of you, very much put effort to guide you. So something to feel. So that is the Lama is very important. In the text say that we need to have that. It is necessary to have then the third one, as I said, in the text mentioned at the beginning, but the empowerment is very important. So refuge, Lama, devotion, and then take the empowerment of one of the higher tantra, the deities. If we need to do that, it's necessary. Otherwise, it's difficult, and it's quite difficult to have the lineage practice in order to do all these things. So once we knowing that, so then we do the power practice can do. But still I said, so we need to have the prayer to the Lama, Yidam, having practiced that. The best is, of course, who have already practicing the channel and chakra, wind, and Zalong practice in THцаг, because power is use the channel, and wind, and Bindu, three of them, Zalong, Tigle. So the central channel is the Za, which calls the channel, understand? A channel. And the heart chakra is the chakra. Today you need to know that power, Zalong, is very important. The first is the Za, means the channel. So the central channel represent all the channels, whatever channels you land. 4 channels, 3 channels, and different channels you land. The center channel is the represent of the channel of the everything, our duty. Remember, many of you do the Chalong course with me, so you remember the name of that, our duty. Is the center channel, is the Cha. Heart chakra. The heart chakra is the chakra. The heart chakra is the all chakras. You learn the 4 chakras, 5 chakras, 16 chakras, 18 chakras, our tradition, whatever, in Indian yoga, in different. But today in the PHOWA, chakra is the heart chakra. The heart chakra is the unit of the chakras. Every chakra is represented by the heart chakra. It is very, very important to knowing that. And then the last one is the Tibetan called Tigle, the Bindu, understand, the drops. So today here, your consciousness is the Bindu. Your conscious is the symbolize the Bindu in your heart chakra. Understand, everyone? So it's the, it's different traditions and different colors, but today, Drikung, you have this one, right? Red color. The red bindu. The red bindu, today here is the red bindu. Some teachings has the green, light green. Light green means the wind element. But here is the red because the pure land of Buddha Amitabha is the red, pure land, red Buddha. Buddha Amitabha is the red Buddha. It is the lotus family. This is the speech Buddha. Right? So that's why the red bindu symbolized the very important of the Buddha's color. So this is the bindu, understand? Symbolize of the bindu. You have to know that very, very clear. This is the Cha Long Tigle. So those people who practice at least the Chalong, you can practice PHOWA better. The sign of PHOWA will be faster. And not only just that, the PHOWA will help you the faster. So that's why before the PHOWA practice, actually, you should have the practice for the Chalung. So in the text say, the best who have to do that is, the, of course, who has the good practice of the Tummo yoga, Tummo energy practice, the inner heat and bliss, clarity, at least who do that, good. Second, those who have practiced the clear light and the illusory body yoga. In our text say that it's easy to do the PHOWA because everything is illusion, right? The pure land is illusion because if you have attachment to the pure land, it's also not the right way. So that's why it doesn't matter. So we need to have that. But at least that we knowing that is the important, the pure land is the, so second thing is the practice who has the clear light yoga, illusory body yoga practice. Any of you have done the sex yoga Naropa, then it's good. Of course, the first is the PHOWA yoga. First is Tummo yoga. Who have already trained with the Tummo in a heat, bliss, clarity. So it's very easy to transfer the consciousness. No obstacle, no hesitation. Go very smoothly to go to there. Second thing is, as I said, if it's not possible, so at least to have the practice of the Chalong. Channel, chakra, wind, the Chalong yoga practice, what we always doing, this should be really important. Otherwise, we cannot do very clear. So once we doing that, so then can be done the PHOWA practice. PHOWA has 2 different ways. One is called PHOWA practice. The other one is called the PHOWA to do PHOWA. training power and to do power is different, right? So to do power means if you are good practitioner, if the Lama is very good, if the teacher very good, so we can do power for somebody. That means you have trained yourself very well. You have practiced and you have all signs. The power has many signs that you have, so you can do somebody, but it's not easy. So Milarepa said, you better pray, not do power for other people, because at least you need to achieve the first woman of the Bodhisattvas, the 10 women, understand? The 10 women of the Bodhisattva, you at least achieve the first woman, then can do for other, otherwise not easy. So that's why it's called doing power, making power. You can say making power. So people used to say, could you please make power for somebody died, and that we ask sometimes, so Lama will do that. So this is the making power. It doesn't mean that the Lama bring their consciousness to send to the Buddha's pure land. It's not like that. It's support. He or she guide. He or she can guide. That is the power doing. Understand? Making power. It's called making power. Lela Charva, Tibet called. So there is the Lama, and they will invite the consciousness to the Lama's Yidam's practice, and he will explain, and he or she will say, now you go, don't be attached. You are already passed away from the here in this world, but no problem that you have to do this, tell in the consciousness, to the consciousness. It understand. It has lots of proved by the yogis. Understand? So this is called the power doing or power making. So this one has no distance. If your Lama is in India, if your Lama is in Nepal, if your Lama is in Tibet, if somebody died here, somebody died in US, somebody died in Vietnam or in China, it doesn't matter. It works. Because how it works, the Lama will call the consciousness. The consciousness is that time is like feather, as I said. It has got the miracle power. Miracle is called the magic power. So on the Lama call that name, and with the compassion, it will come. But there is certain sign. You should sometimes ask to the master, how was it? How was, in what hour you think? You need to ask, and back call, it's coming. So Lama, the master tells, not everybody do that, not easy. It sometimes even become worse if you are not have the trained your own very good power. If you have sign, you need authorized, you need allowed from the Lama. The teacher say you can do that, then you do, otherwise you don't do that. Otherwise, we just prayer. The prayer is different. You can pray. You can read even power texts, but don't doing. Doing is with the pet. We don't use the pet until that you are able to do that. Understand? So we read the text. You can read if your parents, family, and friends, somebody died, you can read Amitabha text, and you can read power text. It helps lots. But you don't do. You don't do means you're not doing, calling the consciousness, telling them you are passed away. And now visualize like this. Lama will tell that into the consciousness, and then with the pet, not bring back with the car. Understand? So that is the only masters can do, great masters. Otherwise not possible. So that's why you can prayer. So that's called the power. The first power has two categories, doing and prayer, making or prayer. So we cannot make everybody, cannot do everybody, but do prayer is possible. So mostly we do that with the Amitabha short prayer and Amitabha's, and then power prayer. So this power, the Drikung power text, today you guys got it. This is the really very special. This is called the Great of the Drikung PHOWA. There are so many powers. Some of them beautiful, nice melody maybe, but this one is unique. You guys know, before 1959 in Tibet, everybody come to receive this power once in life. They call, it's like Mecca, you know, the Islamics, they call, if you need to go to one time in your life to see the Mecca and understand, it's like that. They even say that once in lifetime to get empowerment of the Drikung text and the Drikung PHOWA, it's such a precious, it's a gift for them. So the children even do sometimes to pay the kindness of parents. So they say, I will bring you to the Drikung hill to receive the PHOWA. So the parents are very happy in Tibet, like do that, very far away. The months away, that time no car, right? That time traveling is difficult. So they say, this is the gift, the biggest gift. It's like going to Kailash and going to Lhasa, more than that. So because of that way, to receive the PHOWA and to do prayer is very precious. So this PHOWA is the PHOWA Jaksukma, the standing the grass on your top of the head, which is the kusha grass. So they trace that beginning. So you have the whole, right? But this is not difficult. It's easy. After 1 week, can do that if you intensive practice. Everybody get that, no problem. But so that's why to pray that text, everyone wants to pray that text is very, very important. If somebody open the microphone or not, but I don't. So everybody switch up your own microphone, right? I think somebody open, somebody right here. So anyway, so that is the PHOWA prayer. Prayer and drink, the first one, 2 of them. So prayer you can do if somebody died, your dog died, your cat died, your animal died, or your family, do prayer is very important. But don't do, to prayer is good, but don't do. Doing means, making means with a pet. And there are systems how to call, how to do step, but we don't teach that even. So that's why our sadhana today sent to you guys, there is no visualization. Visualization is the end of the text. The very end of the text, you can read the visualization and story, the history of the PHOWA, understand? So the visualization you should read, and the history PHOWA also should read is very important, actually. So this is the PHOWA prayer, yes, doing and prayer. And this is Tibetan we call the Lela Charwa. So that is the one thing. Second thing is the PHOWA Pojong, which means the PHOWA practice, training. PHOWA training and practice with the Hik and Ka, remember? So that you can train, that you have to train at least that you have the sign of your head, of the feeling. There is the sign and there is the feeling, different sign, different feeling, until you get, not just only do, not only just prayer, but you have to do that, really. So first on, the sign is the your body become lighter. You know, you're not heavy anymore. You will lose your weight. It's actually, it's good. So it's to abnehmen. Germans say abnehmen, the best PHOWA. So if you're doing really PHOWA, daily practice, if you do, you will lose your heavy for the body weight. So you become the body light. And it's nice, isn't it? Lu Yangshin, you automatically feel the heat. The heat, which is means not the dizzy, not the fever, the body heat. It's not only just tummo. You feel very, very comfortable, very pleasant heat. Your body become not cold. And you will be surprised yourself. Why? I'm not drinking tummo. I'm not drinking something, a PHOWA, because it activates your all channels. It activates all chakras. It activates your wind. So you feel the heat. and it will makes you look nicer. It makes you nicer. It looks you more, how to say, yeah, looking better, looking nicer. Sodoba, your body become more good shape, really good practitioners. Believe me. It automatically comes like that. It's text say, I'm not telling you love. It's I'm reading the text, the original text from Naropa and from Jigten Songgon. Said here, so doing sejua, and it's become you feel more pleasant. Everything you do, it's more pleasant, and it will help you to better digestion. Digest, understand? Sejua, and this is the first sign of that you are doing power practice. That these four signs. The first one is your body become lighter. Second one, you get some heat. You're not so easy to become cold. Third one is you become looking nicer, better, and then you can have the better digest. You know, food you eat normally is difficult to digest. You think maybe it's not like that. It is. So that's why, as I said, the right from the text Naropa and the Jigten Songgon also said, PHOWA is the preparation of the dying and the best way to living. Best way to living. Preparation of the death. Understand? Death means next life. Preparation of the next life, the best way to living this life. So this is the very, very unique practice in the text said. So he is saying that. And then by the doing that, so so when you sometimes little heat here, like kind of like hot, and you feel itching beginning, this is the first sign of the power that you really reaching the inner power practice. The first one all is the Zalong power, but still in the Zalong, to become lighter, lose your weight, and you have some heat, you become nicer look, and you can digest. It's because of your wind training, your channel training, your chakra training, your bindu training, understand? So center channel is your channel, center heart chakra is your chakra, your consciousness is your bindu. So Zalong declare practice same time. It's very beautiful practice, believe me. You should try that. Even you are good, not so good with the Zalong, at least try this power practice. It's very, very important for you guys, really believe me. And then last one, as I said, is sometimes you feel heat. When we do the prayer, afternoon we do text together prayer. And then sometimes even today, beginning, you feel some heat or itching. Here at the center, from here, 8 fingers from the hair, where is your hair grows. If you are bald head, I don't know how to say, the Tibetans, they do actually put the string like this kind of string, they put from here to ear to ear, yeah, and then the center will meet the cross. What is the cross? There is the point, because we have to do that very carefully normally in Tibet, because if you want to put the grass, if you put the grass the wrong way, it's not good, you know. The kusha grass put in the head, if you put the wrong place, it's not. So that's what we do normally like this. For example, strength, we take and we put like this, and we two of them, other one put, and the one is the cross comes, and that one calls the power place. How to say? So we normally have like this strength. So we do from here to ear, then here to here. So where is the cross? The cross comes, and that is the point. But if you have the here, we do from here to where is the hair grows, here to here, 8 fingers, then here. So it's not here, it's not Pondalini. It's not a Pondalini, that baby time is not close, not this one. That's wrong. That will explain in the afternoon. I will explain you short how the doors, the different doors, right? So that's why it's just very important. So there is you have the heat and itching, and sometimes it's become a little bit like a higher, little bit of something like coming up, little higher, and sometimes even open. It comes some water and some small like kind of mix, water and blood mix. It comes some like plus. Understand? If you go to fire, if you're born from fire or water, plus. So it comes plus here. So that means you have really good with the power practice. You did it there. So once you have that sign, so in the text say, then you can do the power practice. If it's possible, you can do 3 times a month, or at least 1 time a month. It's enough if you have that sign. If you don't have that sign, it's still we have to do train lots. Understand? So this is the how to learn the power, how to prepare the power practice. So we have to do that until there is the preparation of the power practice. And then, of course, there is the Lela Charva, means, as I said, this is the how to training. And then there is the how to use power. So we need to have the knowing the sign of the death, sign of the passing through, going to the dying. So once we say, then we can prepare that to do power yourself. Doing power yourself, making power yourself is the best actually. But if you want to do, I said, you don't do, you just prayer, and Lama will do that. If you have the all signs, you can do that. Until they are not allowed to do that. So that's why this is very important to know the system. So now we make a short break. A short break means the lunch break. And after that, we will read the text together, once practice together. After it starts with in 2 system, right? Everybody okay? So I will come back, then we will do the prayer together. Power, I will explain you a little bit more, and then we do the power text together. We pray once more. We will train. Okay? Chanjo sem cho rembo che ma je ba na je joro che che wa nyam ba me ba ya Gone, gone, ever show. Kostbare Sterben Erlaubungszuwohl, alle Lebewesen, morgens stehe, morgens nicht abnehmen, wo es schon entstanden ist, morgens immer weiter anwachsen. Okay, see you soon. 2 o'clock I will be back, yes. So we will do the power practice together. Enjoy lunch, dinner, whatever.
Recording stopped.